KC for Wellness Wednesday, and one of my favorite people ever to have on Wellness Wednesday. I'm not saying that, I don't say this to everybody. It's Melissa Furman. It's great to see you, Melissa Furman. Let's get into this holiday, holiday eating. Let's be honest. We all say to ourselves, it's fine. I'm putting on weight for the winter like I'm a squirrel or an animal or something, or a bear, and I'm going to go hibernate. It's okay to have 4 pieces of pie or whatever.
Right.
But you have some tips for us, right, with this holiday season. All right, Melissa Furman, give it to us.
Give it to you. I have some trivia just to start us off with some perspective. So the national, the American meal, the Thanksgiving meal, an average American will just in that meal alone eat about 3,500 to 4,500 calories in just one meal.
That's not the whole day.
In the one meal. That's not the whole day. So that's a perspective on what the American Thanksgiving meal looks like. And that's just the one meal, not all of the things that lead up to that and the eating out and the cooking and baking and all of that. So on a 2,000 calorie diet per day, that's a lot of calories. So that's kind of the perspective that we're looking at with this. And then the National Institute of Health put out a study that the average American puts on 1 pound between Thanksgiving and New Year's, and then they keep it on for the year. So you can tell over the years where those pounds can come from. Yes. And that's just during the holiday season. So I have 7 tips for us to talk about today.
All right, let's go.
Okay, first up is portion control. This might not be a surprise to a lot of people, but if you fill half your plate with fruits and vegetables, fresh fruits and vegetables, and kind of limit the salt and the butter and the fat in those vegetables and fruits, you're going to be off to a great start. So portion control is a good way to start on limiting that calorie intake. So that's our first tip.
What's number 2?
Number 2, time your eating. A couple of things here. Don't skip breakfast. If we skip breakfast, we turn into ravenous bears wanting to eat everything in our midst. So if we start with eating a healthful breakfast, it kind of curbs that craving and keeps the calorie count down. Also, stop eating about 4 hours before bedtime so your body has time to digest and work on that food and digest those calories. And last, take time to dine. If we put down our fork, talk between meals with our loved ones at the table or between bites, we take time to dine. We're not ingesting as many calories, and our body is registering that we're full, so we're satisfied with less.
And
so
when
that's
you say
our second tip.
I completely think about you got to eat fast enough so you can get seconds. So you just throw the plate down your gullet, and then you want to have that last piece of pie right before you go to bed. You know what I mean? So it's awful timing-wise doing
that. And did you know, I just read this about one slice of pie could be about 400 calories. And that's just in one slice of pie.
And that's probably a normal slice of pie. Let's talk about the KC slice of pie.
The one that we want, right?
That one. Okay, what's number 3?
Number 3, fit in the exercise when you can. And a lot of people ask me, what's the right kind of exercise to do, Melissa? And I say it's the one that you will do. If it means walking around the pond, if it means parking far from the entrance to the mall, that's the one that you want to do. But we want to get our heart rate up. So about 150 minutes of exercise every week is a moderate exercise where your heart rate is up. That's about the goal that we want to reach. So fit it in when you can, because let's face it, holidays are crazy busy. So we want to fit it in when we can. And if you can only do 10 minutes today, that's more than you would do if you didn't do any at all.
And walking is better than nothing. I talked to a heart doctor, a cardiologist, that said they did a study and showed that the people that are just sedentary, they're just sitting there, or the people that got up and walked, they lowered their heart attack risk of 50% by just walking.
It's astonishing. It's astonishing. Yeah. So here's another perspective. We started our conversation with a perspective about how much an American Thanksgiving meal is, right?
Yeah.
It takes about 3,500 calories, burning that amount to lose 1 pound of body weight. So if we're looking at the plate, the American Thanksgiving dinner at 3,500 calories, we would have to burn that entire meal. And then how long does it take to burn that 3,500 calories? That's a lot of walking.
That's a lot of walking.
Keeping that perspective in mind will help us make wise and healthier choices.
Excellent. What's number 4?
So number 4, plan ahead. So if we feel in control and we're planning ahead, we know where we're going to eat, we know what we're going to choose, we can plan our meals, plan what we're cooking, that gives us control. That's empowering. So keeping health at the center of our mindset, that's planning ahead.
Okay. And number 5?
Number 5, during the holiday season, we like to bake and make all of those yummy things and buy the chocolates for our friends and neighbors and loved ones. Giving non-food gifts is a great source of being healthy, a great choice of being healthier. So if we don't have it in the house, we're not tempted to eat it. So giving non-food gifts, and let's face it, the people who we want to bless with our gifts probably don't want the extra calories either. Even though
That's
it's
so
delicious,
true.
it might be something that we could go with some non-food gifts.
I mean, we know this from Halloween. It's like we have all that candy sticking around. If it's not sitting in a bowl, you're not going to eat it. And the same thing with
Right?
Thanksgiving. That makes so much sense. That pecan pie that you want to give the neighbors, maybe not, right?
Right,
Go for a
right.
pecan pie smelling candle instead.
That's a great, great option
Thank you. Thank you.
for sure.
What's the
Very
next one?
good.
What's number
Number
6?
6, managing stress. The holidays can be
Oh,
so stressful. A lot of people might have, lost a loved one this year. There's
mm,
about a bazillion things that we've added to our schedule. We're trying to work and vacation and cook and do all of the things. Managing stress is very important to keep in check when it
mm,
comes to our health. Finding some options to relieve that stress, even if it's a 10-minute bubble bath at the end of the day.
mm.
When we talked about planning ahead, one of our earlier tips, if we can plan time for some downtime, that will help us manage stress. And get
Mm.
the support of a buddy. If you wanted to go into the holidays with a buddy, a spouse, or a friend, or a family member to help make those healthier choices and do it together, maybe a walking challenge or something like that, or hiring a health coach to help you stay accountable, stay on track, that's a good
That's
source
good.
to
And I
stay
bet you,
healthy.
I bet you see this a lot as a health coach and nutritionist because I remember watching The Biggest Loser back in the day, and one of the big things of them eating healthy and being a healthy person, there was stress involved from some part of their life, and once they lost all that, then they were able to continue their journey on a healthy lifestyle, right?
That's a great example. Yes, actually, I'm working with a client right now who's trying to save money, but she invested in her health. She hired me, and we're working on trying to alleviate the stress of making poor choices at the grocery store. And
Hmm.
she's made a chart because she's trying to save money. She's made a chart of every time she's tempted to go buy the thing that's tempting for her between $3 and $8. She writes it down and she realizes how much money she's saving over time
Oh
each time
man,
she chooses not to buy that thing. And it's a double win, Casey, because
yeah,
she's
that's cool.
choosing to save the money, which adds up in her financial statement, but she's also choosing to invest in her health, so she's gaining
I
better health.
love that. That's brilliant, Melissa Furman. You're a genius. All right, one more. There's one
Yes,
more
thank
tip.
you.
What's number 7?
One more tip, and this is the big one, Casey. Choose healthful food solutions. So, number one in that tip is eat at home as often as possible. When we
Yes.
have control of what we cook and what we put in our mouths, we know what's in it. And I'm not talking about eat at home with Uber Eats bringing our food from the restaurant. I'm talking about cooking your own meal. So, in filling that plate half full of fruits and vegetables, again, whole grains, and choosing water when you're thirsty.
It's interesting. I
Number,
mean, I'm
yeah,
sorry to cut you off, but we talk about this all the time. It's this sort of like, oh, we know this. Oh, we know we shouldn't eat that fast food. But what is it that makes us just not do it? It's really interesting. We know we should eat more vegetables, but yet we don't do it.
right. And it does add up over time. And again, back to that buddy thing. If you have a
Hmm.
buddy, now
Right.
we can have buddies at the bar, or we can have buddies
Hmm.
at the salad bar, right?
Oh, good
So we
one.
could we can aha, so we could have those buddies that can help us because it really there's a food brain connection and there's a lot to that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Excellent. Those
So
are all
stock
great tips. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Stocking up at home with healthful solutions. That's a great one. Again, back to the don't give the
Mm-hmm.
chocolates and the pies and stuff. So stocking up on healthful foods because again, it's a stressful time of year. If we have healthy foods right at our, fingertips at home, we will then, fill our bodies with more healthful choices.
That makes sense. If you don't have it there, you're not going to eat it. And if you do have it there, you will eat it. So
Right.
put the good stuff in there, right?
Right.
That's
When I was
great.
growing up, my mom always had a bowl of chocolates and you can eat all kinds of stuff. It's amazing how many calories we can eat without thinking about it.
Yes. All right. Now this is what I'm really excited for everyone to see.
Yes.
Because I've seen the cover. I haven't looked inside yet. Will you please show the new Melissa Furman cookbook?
Yes, thank you. This is the Second Youth Wellness Cookbook. So these are 81 of my very favorite recipes that I have used since 2015 and going plant-based. And these, even meat lovers will like this. Even people who love, love, love foodies, that their foodies will love this. And the other people who will love this is people who love easy, simple, and quick fix. So this, I feel like I'm giving away all my secrets, Casey. This, so buying this cookbook and cooking through this, you know that you're eating and cooking healthfully, oil-free, low salt, low or no sugar, and it's lower calorie. In fact, I was talking to a friend last night who bought this cookbook, and she made my one pot penne pasta. She said it's super easy to make. Can't believe how delicious it is. And anyway, they loved it. And she's not even plant-based, so she loved it.
That's so good.
Another friend made my apple cranberry crisp, brought it to a potluck.
Yum.
Yeah. So anyhow, Second Youth Wellness Cookbook.
I love it so much.
Available on Amazon, Casey.
Yes, with
super easy to
5-star
get.
reviews, Melissa Furman. 5-star
Yes,
reviews.
sir.
Let's go. I can't wait. I can't wait to cook through it because my wife and I have been talking about it since I did Veganuary last year, and I'm going to continue doing plant-based because it just feels so much better. Is that there's amazing recipes out there, like in your cookbook, and free from is sort of the new phrase. You may be free from gluten or free from dairy or free from, but these free from recipes can be unbelievably delicious and simple and not expensive and life-changing. So why not try it? Yeah, completely.
Right. If your goal is to reduce cholesterol, reduce your high blood pressure, lose weight, just feel better, move better, that cookbook is a great place to start.
Yes. And did we say it's got 5-star reviews? I think we did. And it's available on Amazon. And for more information, go to melissafurman.com, of course, and hire her if you want to change your life as well. But until then, get the cookbook and have beautiful holidays, healthful holidays. And
happy holidays to you.
I can't thank you enough for being on Wellness Wednesday. I wish you were on every week.
Oh, I would love to be. I always enjoy visiting with you and helping others just use their food that works for their body instead of against it.
Amen. Thank you, Melissa Furman.
Thank you. Good to see you.